Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Madani, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Tommy Sandy.
That's me.
And the concluded Tony L.
Morning, boys. I'm trying to figure out why Uzi's not wearing a jersey this week. You promised us a collection of,
Oh, you'll have to tune in next season to see the full collection, won't you?
It's not the way to end the season. It's pretty disappointing.
Hey, season is technically not over. We have 2 more weeks of this podcast to go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought Uzair was on the beach, but I just remembered you guys have FA Cup final.
We have an FA Cup final next weekend.
So yeah, Tony's got a point here. Where is that jersey?
Jeez, I mean, if you want me to restart the recording, I can go change.
Yeah, go change.
Change on the pod. Yeah. Just do it right now.
Yeah, we're already losing Tommy midway through this episode. Let's not hassle that.
Call this bluff. Yeah, empty promises.
He doesn't want to give us the show for this. Yeah.
You gotta pay a little bit extra. You gotta pay a little bit extra to get my shirt.
Oh, that's camera. For the 442 OnlyFans account. Yeah, okay,
exactly.
Gotcha, yeah.
Coming soon.
Hey, you can get some really good content on there.
This has gone in a direction I didn't need it to go to. Yeah. So
it's final day, Tony. I'm on the beach. My mind is elsewhere.
Well, hang on. So your mind is elsewhere, but the elsewhere is me without a shirt.
Yeah, that's strange. It's been an off season. Let's just say.
All right, tell me. I mean, if you want to hit me up after the recording, you got my number.
I mean, it is a way to monetize the account. So. Yeah.
It really is.
Hey,
It really is. The Instagram is about to get a lot spicier.
Yeah.
Just imagine all the promo ads with Senator blocked. But anyways, guys, we had some football.
I think that's enough idle banter. That's Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One final day of me and Tony having to suffer a season, and is there just going about.
I've enjoyed this season. The end was a bit flat, but I've enjoyed this season. Arsenal have done exactly what I said they would. It's just pretty disappointing in the end. But I don't know how you've made it. You turn it to you.
Yeah. The real question is how Tommy is still smiling.
I've made it because I'm somehow dreaming about Zaire on OnlyFans. So I haven't made it. I'm just totally out of it, So there's that. But anyways, guys, we had a relegation battle, okay, and it came down to the wire. Maybe we should start with that. Yeah.
I can't focus anymore. I'm all hot and bothered.
Everton, guys.
Everton won. Bournemouth 0. Everton survived the drop on the last day of the season. Abdoulaye Doucouré with the only goal of this game, and Everton, they came to this game ready to scrap. They were ready to go to war, and they have been for weeks. They've been getting points, getting results, and ultimately they've saved themselves from the drop.
Yeah, there was a point where they were actually in the relegation zone in this game.
When Barnes scored for Leicester.
Yeah. So I'm sure that news reverberated around the stadium, and it's got a lot more nervous for the fans. But what a hell of a strike! That's stuff you dream about to do. Something like that, super sweet hit from the top of the box to win a game. So that's pretty legendary for Doucouré, who I think he signed a contract extension, right, a couple weeks ago, I think, to stay with Everton, I believe.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, which...
Legendary is a bit...
I mean, I know legendary, but,
yeah.
You'll remember for that, that's for sure.
Yeah, they look like a team that's experienced in these relegation scraps, and they had the right manager, I think, for this time of the season. Leicester... They got their shit together a bit too late. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a bit sad for Leicester, but
Do we think does Sean Dyche stay? Does he have a contract for more than half the season?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
Dyche definitely has a contract for more than half the season.
So he should be there next.
Dyche will be there at the start of next season for Everton, but they do need to actually start doing sensible things in the transfer window, improve the overall quality of the squad.
I think they'll be back here next season.
That's what I mean. I do too.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are.
Yeah.
there's too much that needs to be done with that team to then get them like proper mid-table. But
They need a striker that plays football for starters.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like my worst signing this season, Neil Mopai, as a striker? No.
Yeah.
3-year deal for him, eh? Everton gave him a 3-year deal.
I did not realize he was at Everton. Has he been at Everton this entire season?
I forgot too. I forgot too.
Shit.
Yeah.
He's been a non-fact. Has he scored this season?
1 goal in about 20. I think he's had 27 appearances, by the way.
He wasn't signed in January, right?
No,
He's
summer.
not a
Summer.
Dyche signing.
He's a summer signing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is not a Sean Dyche player.
Sean Dyche should have signed Weghorst. That's what he'd have done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they can have him back now.
Yeah. You're not gonna keep him?
I think we're okay.
We got one more game.
I got my joy out of his flailing limbs.
Out of his 0 goals this season, yeah.
0
league goals.
Premier League goals.
Yeah. That's all that
Thank you.
counts. Yeah.
He got 2, I think, in cups.
Congratulations to him. Yeah.
Yeah, big haul.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea levels of scoring, they're prolific. He'd be prolific in our squad. Yeah, 2 goals.
Actually,
yeah.
You know what? He'd be up there for one of your top scorers for the second half of the season, Tommy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But let's refocus back on this relegation battle. Yeah, I was just watching the Everton players go out there and the way they were putting everything on the line. I thought there were a lot of strong performances throughout the team. They were unlucky not to score more because Bournemouth's backup keeper, I forget his name, Travers. I think
Travers. Demarai Gray has to score though.
Gray's header.
Demarai Gray should be scoring
from 2 yards out. He gives the keeper a chance. Yeah, I don't think it was ever in doubt for me that Everton were going to stay up. After, like in the last 4 or 5 games, you looked at the schedule, you just thought, yeah, Everton will scrap this out. Remember the goal they scored against Wolves in the last minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
99th minute.
That's a team that's determined to stay up, like never say die attitude. And then you have Leicester. I think it's telling that James Maddison was on the bench for Leicester City. Am I right?
I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was for this one. He was against Newcastle in midweek.
I'm fairly certain, and not 100% certain, but he's not been someone they've relied on in this run-in. And I think that's been the problem with Leicester City. They've not been able to rely on their best players. Let me just checking. Oh, no, you're right. James Maddison did play in this game. Didn't see him, but, But in the previous games, he's been dropped. He's looked a bit hero ball to me. Like, he's been trying to do everything himself instead of trusting the team. I don't know. I just feel like, as a whole, they've just been way less than the sum of their parts,
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, you look at some of the talent that's in that Leicester team, the likes of Maddison, the likes of Harvey Barnes.
Tielemans.
Tielemans. Vardy's lost a step now, it's very clear, but
missed that penalty.
He's still...
Missed
that
penalty.
Was
that against Southampton?
Who was that against?
Or was it Everton? I think it might have been Everton.
It was against Everton, because Leicester drew that 1-2-2.
Yeah.
They got relegated by 2 points.
Yeah.
A win there keeps them up.
I wonder if it's those guys, like those players you mentioned, are all players that have been, besides from Vardy, been players that have been linked elsewhere, linked with a move away. And when you know that, hey, potentially you've got this secure move away, you don't have to fight for your Premier League. I'm just speculating.
I know,
right?
it's speculation. You're right. I look at them. Though,
I disagree. I disagree on the counts of at least on Maddison and Barnes, because for a lot of the season, those have been Leicester's 2 best players. Their biggest issue for me has been, I think Tielemans has been pretty shit all season. He's looked like a guy who's linked away a lot last summer, and he looked like a guy who was upset, who didn't get his move. Their biggest issue has been their defense. They havenent been able to, Fass has been. We'll talk about worst signings of the season, and he's up there for me.
Yeah.
He scored. He made up for a little bit. He scored that second goal. It doesn't help much.
All right. He still has more own goals than actual goals. So.
I think the club selling Schmeichel was, I don't know what happened there. It has been a terrible decision. He was a leader in the dressing room, wasn't adequately replaced. Leicester have previous for this, by the way. They don't do run-ins very well. They should have made Champions League, 2 years in a row?
2 years in a row. They were in top 4 until the last day or two of the season.
And they bottled it. So, they saved their best performance of the season for the last, because they played pretty well in this game. I thought this was Iheanacho's best game. I thought this was
Leicester's best game for months.
Forever, for the season, I think. I can't remember the
maybe
better.
honestly,
but too little, too late. And there are some players who will get moves from this, but I don't know, man. I'd be wary of signing some of them on account of how mentally fragile some of them have looked. Tielemans hasn't covered himself in glory. Maddison hasn't exactly been, stellar in the running. But yeah, we'll see.
I think the player who's done themselves the most good in that Leicester squad is probably Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, I think so. He's kept scrapping. Performance has dipped, but he's kept scrapping. I think Johnny Evans came back too late, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He was a big...
I mean, Johnny Evans is also old now. You can't be relying on him to be your starting centre-back.
Easily their best centre-back. Yeah.
And that is one of the biggest problems with that squad. Because you've lost Schmeichel. Like you said, they sold Schmeichel. Danny Ward was a horrible replacement. And then you lose Evans on top of that. No one's organising that back line.
Patson Daka hasn't worked. Harry Suta hasn't worked.
Don't forget Soyuncu was I don't know, for some reason not played by Brendan Rodgers for the longest time either.
Where is he injured?
He's also.
Where is he?
I don't know, but
he's
got to move to
Madrid.
Atletico
I know,
Madrid
but
now.
Yeah.
So he's just not in the squad anymore.
I don't know if he was injured or he was just frozen out of the squad. I have no idea what the issue was, but he didn't play, and he was easily their best defender. You'd think,
but even in the first half of the season,
he was not very good.
Yeah, he was pretty poor then. I don't know. It's just weird, man. Who's the left back?
Nothing about the Leicester defense worked.
Nothing. Well, yeah, they scored goals, but
yeah.
You think? I think it might be a while before they come back.
Yeah, that they don't scream of a team that's going to bounce right back to the Premier League.
If they lose Maddison, Barnes, Tielemans,
they are
let's
losing
say they only lose those 3. Yeah, let's say those are the only 3 players they lose. I don't know how they replace them too adequately.
If they weren't going to spend money in the Premier League, they're not going to spend it in the Championship, not to the extent that they need. And they are a team that just hasn't recovered from losing their owner, I think ever since the unfortunate crash, it just feels like the heart of the soul of the team has kind of just dimmed out, and it's been a downward trajectory since then, which is pretty sad. But yeah, good on Everton. They deserve to stay up.
They definitely do. Just another quick thing on Leicester is their entire model was based around selling one big name player a summer for a large amount. Like you saw previously, they would sell Mahrez, they sold Conte, they sold Maguire, they sold Chilwell. Chilwell was last summer or the summer before?
Summer before.
Yeah.
They didn't sell anyone last summer.
The thing that really fucked with them was when COVID hit and their income their match day revenue dried up. So now they're forced to rely on the player sales a bit more. And that was one of the reasons why they couldn't spend.
Why did they sell Tielemans?
I don't know why they didn't sell Tielemans. I think COVID kind of messed with them, and they decided to just hang on to Tielemans after that, when they should have sold him. Because I think Arsenal were in for him, right? Or that was
I don't know. There was a link, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how serious.
I know he was linked with United as well. I'm not sure how serious that was either. But I don't know. Combination of bad signings, like you said, their owner unfortunately passing away a few years back, not adequately replacing players that left, and they were one of the teams that did get financially fucked by COVID. So
So they're still
Yeah,
are
it
they
is
still
rough.
in massive debts then right now? Probably.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I would
I'd have
imagine
to look
so. I
into
can't see
that,
them
but
ever recovered. But they also didn't spend that much money, right? So
yeah, they pretty much like throttled their spending.
yeah.
But I mean, there was a third team that was still vying for survival.
Yeah, there's a reason why we haven't mentioned them.
We haven't talked about Leeds United yet because they folded at home.
The day
1-4 to Tottenham.
the day they let go of Jesse Marsh was the end for me. I know they were in bad form, but I felt like they sacked him at the wrong time. I thought they were about to have a run of winnable games. And
they were doing okay under Javi Gracia when they first brought him in.
Because
and
the run was
do you remember
easy.
their game? Yeah, the run was easy, but do you remember that game against Palace? Where they were 1-0 up in the first half. They conceded an equalizer just before half time. And then they conceded 4 in the second half and offered no fight. I don't know if they've won a game.
Oh yeah, I
since then.
remember that game. They were all over Palace in the first half. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it just felt like a huge stylistic change from Jesse Marsh and what's this guy's name? The manager before, drawing a blank.
Bielsa?
Bielsa, yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a stylistic change from Bielsa, like a big cultural shift to Javi Gracia. And from there, you then go to Sam Allardyce. That just screams like a club that's given up.
That's desperate.
Yeah,
That's desperate.
you've given
That's a
up
club
at
that
that
does
point.
not know what to do.
What did they think Allardyce was going to do exactly? In what,
I don't know.
4
I would like
games?
to point
5
out.
games?
I would like
What
to
does he
point
do,
out
though? Yeah.
that they were outside the relegation zone when Allardyce took over,
Yeah.
and they finished 19th.
Nice.
I mean, they probably would have gotten relegated anyway, but I don't know. It was just, it was like
Probably, but
Hoping
it
for a
does
new
warm
manager
my
bounce.
heart that it does warm my heart that the new manager bounce just completely fell flat for them.
Yeah, I don't disagree with them, say, firing Marsh for the time because they were in such a bad run of form. And it was just like, I understand that they wanted to change. They just did not find a suitable replacement. That was the issue.
Yeah, and then
Obviously,
you need to sort that out before you sack him.
well, you do. I know. It was more. It's Premier League club at the bottom. You see a lot of just like spontaneous decisions, right? They're not really thinking too much. But yeah, I think it would. Like you guys said, I'm not sure it would have made any change with that squad. They didn't really change their results depending on who the manager was, anyway. So, and I would say a lot of underperforming players in their team too, as well.
Like who though? Who's really of sufficient quality other than Rodrigo, who I think has had a good season?
Bamford's been a huge letdown.
He's crap. He's always yeah.
He scored a lot of goals.
He had one
when
good
he
season
was-
in the
when he was
championship,
there.
and one good season in the Prem under Bielsa because they created a lot of chances.
Yeah, I've always thought
He's not a
Bamford's not very
good. He's not a
good.
good centre forward.
Yeah, you can't rely on Bamford.
He's generally a championship level centre forward.
Yeah, 100%.
I would also say their signings didn't hit the mark. When's the last time you saw Weston McKennie have a good game?
The weird one is Nonto was playing well. Towards
Why was
the
he benched for this
I
one?
don't know. He's been benched for a while.
You need a goal.
He's
you
been-
need a goal. He was one of their legitimately better players.
I don't know what happened when Javi Garcia came in. He just preferred Sinistera and who's the guy on the other wing? Is it not Harrison? Was it Harrison that's been playing?
I think Harrison has been playing on a wing.
Yeah, Jack's
For a
been
lot of
Who's
right.
who's
yeah.
playing? Okay, so yeah, I don't know what happened, but they just turned away from Nonto. He's a player I really like. He's actually a player I'd like to sign, considering his age.
So someone is going to scoop him up.
Yeah, for a really good discount. So he's one of their only sellable assets. Maybe Rodrigo, he's a
But I do agree that they've made some weird signings because they signed Jorginho Rutter to play striker.
yeah.
Haven't seen him.
Nope.
He hasn't played.
Haven't seen him.
They
He was
saw
a
him in
record
training.
signing.
Wasn't he like
Yeah.
30 something? Was he up there 25 in terms of the fee?
Oh, the price? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like something
Yeah,
like
it was
25,
really
30
expensive,
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him play maybe once as a sub.
Mark Roca's been okay. He's just been okay. I think Tyler Adams was pretty good on the Jesse Marsh But
They had a couple of guys who were doing okay under Marsh, like Aronson, Tyler Adams.
yeah, Aronson was good
like
as well.
the American boys basically,
Americans,
and
yeah.
they just got.
That's why I just like
They're
it's a
like
big
they're
deviation.
high energy
Exactly,
players, right? And
yeah.
that's what Jesse Marsh wants.
And then
And then
Abby
you come
Garcia
under Big
comes
Sam,
in and
where
he's trying to slow
yeah.
everything down. It's like, okay, when do we go
You know what-
forward?
You know what they should do? Because, like you said, Tony, they don't really have that many high valuable assets in that team that you think teams are like. We were looking at Leicester. You have Barnes, Madison, these guys. Who do you think someone's going to scoop in for here?
Tyler Adams, Nonto, those are the
Rodrigo.
two big ones. Rodrigo, how old is Rodrigo? He's like 32 though, so you're not really going to get a big
is he?
fee. Yeah, Rodrigo is. He's been around from time. Isn't he like
Shit.
Real Madrid?
I thought he was way younger than that.
Wasn't he the Rodrigo that was at Real Madrid like back in the day? Or am I?
I don't know about that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me check. I thought.
But
he was,
what I'm trying to get at is that if that team can stay intact, bring
No.
Jesse Marsh back, they could do really well in the championship. They're set up for it. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't think so. I mean, they will leave. Those players didn't come in to play in the championship. Tyler Adams, yeah, Rodrigo is 32, and he was the one that came from Real Madrid. Yeah, like he started in Flamengo in his youth career, then signed for Real Madrid. But this was really long time ago. So I've known him for
I
for a
guess he doesn't really have much of an incentive to Rodrigo go anywhere else. But
wait, but he never played for Real Madrid's actual.
No,
senior
no,
team,
no, no.
did
He most of his time was at Valencia, but I just remember like when he was coming through the ranks, they were pretty excited about him. Like he was supposed to play for Spain and become something. Didn't really kick off for the national team. Like so. Anyway, not really a sellable asset. He might leave, but they're not going to get a big fee for him. Is my point. I don't know what his contractual situation is. So. The big ones are Gnonto and Adams, and I don't know how you replace those players to really bolster the squad. But we'll see. They get parachute payments, right, when you come down from the Premier League.
they have 3 years of parachute payments, so
That'll help cushion the
That's
blow
nice.
a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I think there was maybe one other game that actually mattered this week, and that was Aston Villa playing Brighton. As since Spurs won, Villa also needed to win in order to secure a European spot, and Villa did that. They beat Brighton 2-1. Unai Emery is back on Thursday nights, back where he belongs.
I've never met a manager like this guy, man. Unai Emery. Like
He loves his Thursdays.
He really does. No matter the level, he'll either elevate you there or bring you down there. But he has, no matter what, he will be there. Unai Emery. Thursday night football. Yeah.
Mr. Thursday night.
Yeah.
Considering where they were when he came in, it's
It's
mighty
done a good job.
impressive.
To finish seventh. Was it Gerrard he took over? It was, huh?
It
It
sure
was Gerrard.
How can
They
you
were
for- how can you
right
forget that?
hovering around the relegation zone.
Best
One
young
of
manager
Tommy's
in Europe.
all-time great predictions.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, my hats off to Unai. He did a stellar job. They kind of stuttered towards the end there. They had a couple of hiccups, but
They had like back-to-back defeats, but they sorted themselves
and they
out.
sorted it out.
after
Yeah,
that.
nice win to end the season with. But I'm curious to know because Tony keeps telling us that it's the second season or so where
They'll do well in the
the-
conference. He will sacrifice the league for the conference league, and it will become a problem.
yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I
Me-
can't wait to see
me
this
too.
vision come true. Yeah.
I'm just really happy for Villa. It's been a long time since they were in Europe. Something like 12, 13 years.
The John Carew days, probably. Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Carew.
Yeah.
John Carew, Gabby Agbonlahor.
Juan Pablo Angel, right? Those days.
Oh, that's a throwback.
That's- yeah,
That's a
that's-
throwback.
Is that too far
way
back?
back.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
I like
that
it.
might be
I like
might
it,
be
but-
around the time. Because it's the Martin O'Neill Villa team from like the late 2000s.
Martin
Right?
O'Neill.
Right, Rio Coca. Yeah. Wow. Those days. Those days.
Back in the days, the good old days of the Barclays.
Yeah.
They'll get.
No, Villa have been really good second half of the season. Like Ollie Watkins scored in this one. He's had a really good back half. Emi Buendia, like He's out of the team a lot of the time under Gerrard. He's been very good for the most part under Emery.
I wonder where's Coutinho these days.
Probably off with Gerrard somewhere.
Yeah, that was the sign. That was the signing that got Gerrard fired.
That was Gerrard's signing.
Yeah,
he had
his boy.
He was reduced to cameo roles pretty much now.
He had 2 weeks of good football.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
One of those against Man United.
First signed.
Yeah,
I know, because that was his first game back. I was like, of course he's going to do well in this one.
Yeah, and now he's not even in the squad. It's amazing.
I mean, there's no one in that starting lineup that can be dropped for him because they're all outperforming him. Like Jacob Ramsey has had an excellent second half of the season.
Good player, really good player. I'm surprised Gerrard can get the best out of him. Seems like, well, to be fair, he was all right under Gerrard. I think right?
He was okay. He was one of their better players under him.
Yeah, but I think him, Tyrone Mings. Him going to war with
you guys keep talking. I've realized I've forgotten to plug my laptop in, and it's almost going to die.
I expect the jersey changes there. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'll say when I leave. I'll just say, I guys have to put my laptop in and come back. Yeah. You know who Villa will get back though at the start of the season? They'll get Diego Carlos back, who they signed. He had that injury, so at least they'll have a little improvement in their defense. I think also. So.
Yeah, but Diogo Carlos, he was brought in to take out what's his name, Tyrone Mings, wasn't he?
Yeah, to take out Mings, exactly right.
You still think that's gonna happen? Isn't Mings like Villa captain?
No. Is he? No, isn't it McGinn?
Yeah,
isn't it John?
McGinn might be captain. McGinn might be captain.
So Gerrard took the captaincy away from Mings. I thought maybe Emery gave him back.
I'm actually not sure.
Because that was a big part of the fallout.
Mings has been in probably the best form of his career when he's not trying to kick people in the chest. Yeah. He's been in the best form of his career over the last 3-4 months.
Well,
it might be harder to dislodge him.
The big part of that is Emery likes his defense to stay deep. And Mings is a really good penalty box defender. He's not very good when you ask him to push up. Diego Carlos is on the older side of things. We don't even know how he's going to recover from his injury.
Yeah, that is true too.
So we'll see. Like an not ACL, Achilles injury.
I think it might have been Achilles.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's one of the two.
It's really tough to come back.
It was Achilles. Yeah, which is
really tough to come back from, even when you're younger, at 30.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly run through some of these other results that happened. Arsenal beat Wolves 5-0. Nice little end to the season for them. Good of them to find a bit of form. Shame it came in the last day.
Potentially goodbye to Granit Xhaka, who almost got a hat-trick. Yeah, I think he's on his way to Leverkusen. I'm actually going to miss him, man, which is nuts.
He's been legitimately good this season.
9 goals from midfield this season. 7 assists. Yeah, it's not easy numbers for a central midfielder.
He's been doing a great job of making those late runs into the box.
And finishing, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the most eventful thing that happened. Gabriel Jesus looking good as a winger. Shock. He played up front, but
he had a lot of experience playing as a winger under Pep, so
maybe he's a winger. Yeah, I would like a centre forward. Get rid of Nketiah, who still.
Meanwhile, Chelsea, they picked up a point. Look at them go.
Hey, it's an important point because we didn't.
Did you say it's an important point?
Yeah, because we didn't know if Arsenal could beat Wolves. And they could have
finished top 12.
So we had to finish top 12. Exactly right. Yeah. I mean, not much to say about this game. I will say though, Sterling has been in pretty darn good form the last 2 or 3 games.
Really?
Yeah, good of him to show up.
When you say good form, what does that mean?
He's actually been producing.
He scored 1 goal in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's actually been producing. He's actually been running. He's actually being successful in taking on one.
You sound really sad right now, please.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, where was this rest of the season? That's what I'm saying.
Look,
come on.
Someone sent me the stat yesterday. I forget who, but Lampard took charge of about 28 games this season with Chelsea and Everton combined, and he had something like 19 points total over those 28 games.
That's impressive. I didn't know he had up to 19 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say he had
5?
19 losses or more, or something like that. But
I will say, Tommy, he did get most of those at Everton. But which is just considering where they finished. That's
I would have. We probably had the same. It would have been funny to see the same amount of celebration that Everton had staying up for us having our season end and being removed from Lampard and just having the season over. For me, I felt the same way.
That would involve the Chelsea fans having any energy left, because every single one of you that I've met has just looked dead behind the eyes.
That's the thing.
For the last
We're all
4 months.
checked out.
Can you imagine if Chelsea were in a relegation scrub? I think they'd have gone down. Honestly.
I told you
It would be gone.
But I told you this before. When you need a win, you play Bournemouth, and we played Bournemouth that one time that Lampard had one win, I believe, during his run with us.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was Bournemouth, and that's the win that secured us that we were safe.
I mean, I would argue when you need a win, you play Chelsea.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That for other teams, yeah, but we can't play.
Yeah.
We can't play us, right? So, anyways,
you guys have enough players. You might as well play.
I am looking at Chelsea's results, and it is incredible, man. Just
what's
lost,
it? 2 draws, 1 win, and just
2 draws. There's the Bournemouth.
There's one green check mark in that sea of red and gray.
Wow. Yeah, you guys have been amazing this season.
Just amazing. Yeah.
Tommy, on a personal level, I appreciate them taking the role of banter club from us for this season.
Yeah, we keep passing the baton on.
Who's it going to be?
With Arsenal, we gave it to Man United.
I think it might be Tony's turn again.
No.
Back to Tony?
No.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
We have our shit together, please. Let's, yeah.
You think you do.
Yeah. We thought Chelsea had their shit together at the end of last season.
No, we didn't. Why did we think that?
They had a Champions League finish last season.
Yeah, remember
Don't forget they were relatively stable under Tuchel.
Yeah.
We did not know at this point what
Chelsea's
was.
End of the season was pretty poor last season.
I know, but we didn't predict them to this or something.
We didn't realize.
But we predicted them to be out of the top 4, though. We did predict.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I said 5th.
I think I did as well.
Yeah, so we saw this coming. We just didn't see this coming.
Shit.
I
don't think anyone saw this coming.
Yeah.
Hasn't been fun. We'll just say that.
Did anyone else play?
Man United beat Fulham 2-1. Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes getting the goals in that one. David De Gea saving a penalty.
Mitro cannot be on penalties anymore.
He's missed 4 this season.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
He only scores with his head.
I can't remember. I can't remember if Andreas Pereira played this game or not. I think he might be injured. But next season they should just put Pereira on the penalties. He's a decent penalty taker. Just anyone but Mitro. Give him to Willian.
Pereira seems like James Ward-Prowse. Like he'd be a good free kick and set piece taker.
He's a very good set piece taker.
A poor penalty taker. So I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's taken a couple for Fulham and scored in both. So.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't have much to say about this game. It was nice to finish the season on a win.
Did you finish?
Place.
Oh, you were third. Okay.
They're third.
Oh,
beating Chelsea in midweek put us above Newcastle. Again, thank you for that, Tommy. We appreciate Chelsea's contributions to one of the
that game happened.
Not even good enough to draw 0-0. It's like your guaranteed results, and you couldn't get it, or 1-1, whatever.
Come on, we all knew that wasn't gonna happen at that time.
But I don't know. I think Sancho's goal means that Tommy wins your Sancho Anthony bet.
Probably.
Yes, we double checked that. So Sancho had more
Premier League goals, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Sancho would be top scorer for Chelsea in the Premier League.
6, right? So yeah.
Do you know how embarrassing
he's got a better goal?
Like the guy went to the wilderness, came back, and scored more goals than all your forwards.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. And Anthony hasn't scored in 7 months, 8 months. What's wrong with this guy, man?
That is an incorrect stat.
In the Premier League,
7 months, 8 months.
Is he?
Why do you mean it's incorrect? Why was it incorrect? He hasn't scored since
you said he
August
hasn't scored in 7
September.
or 8 months.
Okay,
Tony,
When
Tony,
was the
see
last time he
potential.
scored? In the
He
Premier
scored
League.
against Barcelona. Oh, in the Premier League.
No, we're talking about Premier
League
League.
has been a
Yeah,
while.
we're just
Premier
talking
League.
Premier League, yeah.
He's
7
been
or
he's
8
been getting
months.
assists in the Premier League. I've been fine with it. I'm actually very concerned that we're missing him for the game against
Very
City in a week in
concerned.
the FA Cup final.
Guys, crap, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tony, did he make any of your potential lists for more
balance,
signings?
the balance of the
there-
squad gets completely thrown off when we don't have Anthony on the right wing.
Because he's not left.
We don't have another proper right winger. We don't have another left-footed player. And Anthony, for all his faults, he does track back.
I'm
And
telling
we're gonna
you,
need that
you
desperately
can
against
play
City.
Wan-Bissaka at right back and Dallo at right wing, and you wouldn't miss Anthony. Yeah.
All right, I'll phone up Ten Hag and tell him to put Dallo at right wing.
Yeah, it's good advice.
I'm just saying, I'm worried. Even though City
You're
did
always worried,
lose
man.
1-0 to Brentford, I am always
I'm gonna
worried.
call you riskers at some point. Yeah. Yeah.
Brentford beat City 1-0, did the double over City. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in this game, to be honest. I know Ethan Pinnock scored.
Haaland didn't
Good on
start.
him.
I don't even know if he played. So
Ah,
yeah.
No, he did not play.
that makes sense. Keep him nice and fresh for when he plays us.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Oh, I'd also like to point out that United managed to win a game despite starting Harry Maguire. And I think that is a big achievement.
Is that a goodbye appearance? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I would imagine
I
so.
hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to take him.
Yeah,
I hear Leicester are looking
will
for some
take him, we'll
defenders.
take him back. Yeah, exactly.
He might need
But
to
the
go to
perfect
Champions-
Soyuncu replacement.
Yeah.
Southampton drew 4-4 with Liverpool in possibly the stupidest game of the
Wait a
week.
minute. That game finished 4-4. I just saw
Yeah.
at some point it was 4-2, and I switched.
Oh,
up.
it was 2-0 Liverpool, then 4-2 Southampton, and then 4-4 at the end.
What's wrong with these clubs?
There were 45 shots combined in this game.
I mean,
and probably double amount of misplaced passes.
if you're a Southampton fan, are you happy with that or pissed off? I don't even know. It's entertaining, right? But yeah,
Hey,
What a way to go.
yeah.
the players are happy. They were scoring. So there's the last game of the season at home in front of the fans. Yeah.
They're a team I think might be set to come back up, if they can keep some of their young players.
They've got their team is generally quite young.
Yeah.
So
Latvia will be tough to keep, but the rest they have a chance to keep. I think. Maybe not soon,
Let's
but
say-
we'll see.
Firmino had a nice little swan song, eh? His last 3 or 4 games, he put up.
He's been
The same
one
amount
of
of goals.
Liverpool's best forwards this season. I don't
He
know. why they
has
stopped
actually,
playing him.
yeah.
I don't know why they stopped playing him for freaking Bambi, but hey, he's on his way up potentially to
Yeah.
Barcelona, I think. So,
Is that the talk, Barcelona? Okay, yeah.
so we'll see. Really good player.
another aging striker for Barcelona. I'm shocked.
Aubameyang's trying to go back there.
Are they going to pick up Aubameyang as
Of
well?
course, Aubameyang's trying to go back. He should never have
man.
left there.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Man, that's wild. That's
And then finally, Palace won, Forest won.
Couldn't tell you anything
I
about
genuinely couldn't tell you what happened in this one. I think Awani might have gotten another goal, so
He
he's
did.
been on
He
tremendous
did, yeah.
run of form. And apparently, Will Hughes scored for Palace.
Oh, I saw him being paraded.
Which tells
yeah.
you,
It
you
was-
the level of this game.
It wasn't even his goal. It hit the defender and then went in. I'm not sure he was going to target his header, but that
Oh,
was,
it's been given to him.
The man hasn't scored. The man hasn't scored for years. He will take it.
that's why they're like,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
That is a wrap on the Premier League season, but we've still got a bit of time, so let's just run through some possible awards. Player of the Year, gents. Who do we have?
I gotta check.
And why is it Erling Haaland?
Yeah.
Is it anyone other than Erling Haaland?
No,
and
I
if so,
can't- I
that
can't.
is probably incorrect.
I can't argue with anything like that. No, it's definitely Holland.
I put in Erling Haaland. I put honorary mention Kevin De Bruyne because I think in the big games he's been their best player. But yeah, Erling
I think
Haaland.
Harry Kane does deserve a shout out.
He was another
30
honorable
goals.
mention.
30
Yeah.
goals in a dysfunctional Spurs team is insane.
Even-
And it's
he's-
only Haaland breaking records that is.
Just like Salah
That
did.
is really-
Remember when he got
He got
30
30
goals
goals.
before?
Yeah,
and
he
Salah
didn't
got
win
like
it either,
33
yeah.
or 34 goals
Yeah.
to break the
Yeah.
record. Yeah, it's happened again. It's just very Harry Kane.
It's very
Harry Kane.
Tottenham.
Yeah,
It's very Tottenham.
Do his best and not be good enough for it to win anything. But yeah, he's played really well actually. Harry Kane, you look in general. Hey, if he wants to stay there, be my guest. But yeah, where that's
You might. There's talk that Daniel Levy does not want to sell him.
Let's talk
So
that
they might just run down his contract.
What's wrong with that guy, man? Go on strike. Like, stay at home. Force your way out. Like, I don't know. Like, what's the point in staying? It's not gonna change. Yeah.
He's just a loser.
What do you
That's
mean?
it. Yeah.
He doesn't have to focus on Europe next year. He can concentrate on the league.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Young Player of the Year. Who do we have? I mean, I know Holland won the official award for this, but
I could give it to Haaland twice. It feels. I know.
I refuse.
Officially,
No, if you get Player of the Year,
Yeah.
you can't be Young Player of the
I
Year.
know officially. I think he won the PFA Young Player of the Year, right? Yeah.
Because he's 22, right, Holland?
Yeah. It's just
And the
frightening.
Young Player of the Year is under 23.
No,
And
24.
the fact that Holland is
it's under 20. It's 24 and under,
under
which is
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's 24.
that's way too high.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is ridiculous. But I gave it to Saka because he has
Yeah,
been.
I have no
big guy
complaints
for
with
us
that,
this
honestly.
Yeah, the same. Mm-hmm.
He did have the moment that probably lost us the league, unfortunately. But he deserves his flowers. I'm talking about the penalty miss. If you're trying to.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know.
Yeah.
We remember it very clearly.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, easily for me, Saka. Honorable mention, Martinelli, I think.
I was gonna say between those two. Yeah.
And
That's right.
Ciso, he came in January? Or is
He
there?
came in.
No, he's been there.
I don't know. He was there first half. He didn't play first half.
No,
this
he
season.
didn't, but I think he's been there, yeah, actually, in Ciso. I think he was on
I didn't
loan.
notice. I didn't notice him until the second half.
Yeah, because I might be wrong. Let me check. No, I'm talking trash. He was not there. Yeah. I'm mixing it up with someone else. But he did sign in June. But he wasn't playing in the first half of the season. Second half, he's been really good. Like, really, really good.
Brighton and their scouting, man.
Yeah.
Always.
Uh,
Sol Trossard immediately had this guy replace him.
yep.
Hey, so guys, before we start, worst manager, flop team, and all that talk, my laptop charger, I can't find it. The laptop's
All right,
dying, so
Tommy.
I gotta go.
Get out.
Just
Get
read
out
it.
of
I'll be
here,
back.
Tommy.
Read out yours. Read out yours.
Be
Read out
back.
yours.
Who do you have? Who do you have?
Oh, I put Pep Manager of the Year, worst manager Lampard, flop team. You can guess who I picked. Best signing, well, come on, Haaland, of course. Worst, I put Neil Mopai worst. I did not put Mudryk, I put Mopai.
What?
So go with that. Yeah, go with that.
90 million Mudryk with 0 goals.
That's some nonsense. That's some
No,
nonsense.
come on. Anyways, gotta go. Take care.
Yeah, get out of
It's
here.
an embarrassing list, Tommy. Get out of here.
All right.
Well,
let's
go with our worst players, and I think we could name most of the Chelsea squad for this one now that Tommy's gone. We'd name him even if he was here, but
Who did you have for worst player?
I did put down Mudryk.
Did you? I put down Aubameyang.
Yeah, but there's, but I also put down Wout Fast.
See, I put down. Actually, Mudryk's my second worst. Yeah, he's my honorary mention. So Aubameyang and Mudryk were my worst players. I just think Aubameyang was a non-factor this season. So
That's the thing. Aubameyang didn't play enough for me to remember that he was one of the worst
which
players.
is fair.
'Cause he just,
Yeah. So
and the fact that we're gonna talk about all these guys. We could talk about again for worst signing as well. So might as well hit worst signing now as well, because all three of these guys fall under it.
Mudryk was my worst signing. He has to be.
Mudryk has to be. Just the amount of money that was put on him.
Yeah. So I have
It's
0
just-
goals. I it's the lack of self-awareness for me in general. He looks like he's miserable but having the time of his life off the field. Doesn't look focused on making it work, which I think is a concern. But
Yeah.
he's a player I liked before, but I'm thinking maybe we did dodge a bullet.
Really, Chelsea might have saved you here. I don't know. Maybe in a different environment, he'd be
Which Chelsea
But,
side
like,
has
he's-
worked.
he's-
That's the problem. Like, none of them have
Yeah.
worked. Yeah.
But
Honorable mention for me was Richarlison. That one goal he scored saved
oh
him.
my god, yeah.
Yeah.
more yellow cards than actual goals.
Yeah.
More yellow cards for celebrating non-goals than actual goals in the Premier League, which is an astonishing stat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Richarlison is a good shout there. I remember in my preseason sort of prediction, I predicted Koulibaly would be the worst signing of the season.
He's a
I don't think
contender.
I don't think he's been as bad as these guys, but he has
He's
not
been terrible.
been good.
No Chelsea
Yeah.
signing. The closest is maybe Enzo, but even him, he cost 120 million. You have to be the second coming of Zidane to be worth that money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just a basket club.
I'm trying to think if any of their summer signings worked out.
Nope. No, Sterling hasn't worked out.
Who did they bring in? Sterling has not been good.
Who else did it? Cucurella has not worked out.
No, he's been terrible.
Yeah, I can't think of Badiashile.
It's hard.
He was
Badiashile has actually been
He
good,
was
but he was January. Yeah,
but he's worked out. Yeah. So yeah, but then they did register him for the Champions League. So, what a club!
God, what a basket case of a club. All right, manager of the season.
I put Eddie Howe. I know, like Guardiola did what he's supposed to do. So he was my honorable
This
mention.
is not as many points as the Guardiola team has been getting in the last few seasons because they finished on 89 last few seasons and they've been.
I think
They had the title
94.
sealed up. If they needed to, they would have.
Yeah.
But like Guardiola, I have no issues with anyone. Like because Tommy mentioned Guardiola, no issues with anyone that puts him forward. He has won another league title. It is 3 in a row. But Eddie Howe is a good shout.
Yeah. Who did you have?
I think. So my first choice was De Zerbi for his work at Brighton.
You know what? I don't know why he slipped my mind. Yeah. I think with De Zerbi, there were just 1 or 2 games that he lost. Like, can you imagine if he'd made the Champions League? But making the Europa League they can what, 6th?
6th.
Yeah, De Zerbi's a good shout. I think for Newcastle are in the Champions League a year ahead.
No,
of
Newcastle.
what they
I
should
have
be.
Eddie Howe is. I have no issues with that.
Yeah.
But I would like to say I think Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth deserves an honourable mention.
Yeah.
For keeping that squad, getting that squad safe with like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to spare.
Yeah, he was on my list. I looked at where they finished and I was like, yeah.
They
just about.
tailed off
Yeah.
once
they secured it.
because they had. It was in April where they had 5 wins out of 7 games.
Yeah.
Just made sure they were safe by the end of April, and then they just kind of took May off.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't select him as manager of the season, but he does deserve a shout. I mean, worst manager.
Frank. It was Frank. Honorable mention
Across
for
2 teams.
Brendan Rodgers, but Frank. Brendan Rodgers
Yeah.
is really close for me. But I just think Frank was useless. So he came in and saved it. But I honestly think the right answer is Brendan Rodgers because Frank is a caretaker manager. Brendan Rodgers, he's been shocking. He was shocking.
It's been a
this season.
slow decline for Leicester. Like,
Yeah.
they've been dropping off season on season under him.
Yeah.
Ever since that FA Cup win.
He tried to get sacked. They didn't sack him. And then he tried to make it work, and then they sacked him. So, it's just...
I think an honourable mention for Nathan Jones at Southampton.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
did one good thing. He did one good thing and became the only manager to knock Pep Guardiola out of a tournament this year.
In the Carabao,
That's the one
yeah,
thing he's done.
to avoid the
But,
quadruple. I just think Southampton were not...
Southampton were like
They
they
were
were a
doomed.
basket case to start with,
yeah.
but Nathan Jones was a special kind of bad, in my opinion.
Did they have Hasenhuttl at the start of the season? Or
Yeah.
they did? Okay.
They had 4 managers by the end. Them and Leeds both had 4. Chelsea had 3 or 4. Ridiculous rates of sackings. There's a lot of candidates for worst manager.
Yeah.
But Lampard and Rodgers, definitely. I agree with that. I forgot to do this after worst signing, but best signing. Erling Haaland is Erling Haaland. I think he is the best signing this season, but let's say outside of Haaland, who do you think were the best signings? I mean, I'll be
Zinchenko
the
was
whole...
pretty transformational for Arsenal, I would say. the Newcastle signings, like Sven Botman, for instance, was
Sven
really
Botman
good.
was a very
It was a
canny
very
signing.
good signing. So he was on my list when I considered it. Akanji's been really good, especially for the fee they bought him for. I don't know, like who else really?
I would say, from a very Man United homer perspective, Martinez and Casemiro were up there for me in terms of signings.
Casemiro for sure has really surprised me. Martinez has been what I expected him to be. Maybe he's done a bit better than I expected, but I still need to see if he can defend on the halfway line. As a center back, I suspect if you're going to make progress, he will become a left back, which I think he will be an excellent left back for you guys. But yeah, he's been pretty good. The moment he went down and Varane went down, like your season was in jeopardy. Ten Hag has probably done well to get you over the line in the Champions League. So yeah.
Yeah, but like if I'm choosing one of the two from the United boys, Casemiro. Having an actual defensive midfielder, it's been years. It's been so long.
Honorable mention for manager of the season, Jason Tyndall. Yeah, but
Jason Tyndall.
Yeah,
he'll be thrilled. He'll be thrilled. He got a look.
He got a bench. Yeah. Is there any other category that we missed?
The flop team of the season, which
easy.
I mean, Chelsea and Leicester.
Yeah. Chelsea was the flop. Honorable mention was Leicester, but yeah, Chelsea they've not been a factor this season.
It's astonishing to me how quickly they've fallen off. Because like, at worst, I think I expected them to finish maybe 6th.
I thought they could have finished like 8th. 12th is crazy. I think the top 10 is pretty competitive when you look at it. Because you consider Newcastle are a factor, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, City, Man United. So there are a lot of teams they can finish behind. Brighton have become a factor. But to finish 12th with that squad is really incredible. The fall off since Roman has been forced out of the club has been pretty alarming. And
I mean, the fact that Crystal Palace were relegation threatened, had to sack Vieira, bring in Roy Hodgson to steady the ship,
they finished
and then
behind
finished
Palace?
above Chelsea.
Oh.
Yeah, Palace finished 11th.
So they weren't even hand in hand with the West London clubs anymore. They finished, So 9-10.
I mean, if Arsenal hadn't done them a favour against Wolves, there was a chance that they could have finished behind Wolves too. Only 3 points ahead of them. And these are teams that were like in the middle of the relegation scrap until like mid-April.
Do you think they turn it around next season? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. They've got so much trimming to do with this squad. Like, they've got more players coming in. You've got Nkunku coming in, Lukaku coming back, Malo Gusto coming in still. Like, they've got to sell players.
I think the Malo Gusto signing would be a good one. The Nkunku one is a bit confusing to me. I don't know. Poch hasn't been confirmed, but
It's pretty much like I think I was reading a Romano tweet before we hopped on saying that he's probably going to be announced like today or tomorrow, but it's going to be Poch there next season.
Oh, I think it was just announced. For once, it was announced in time for the Poch. Yeah, 20 minutes ago.
Appreciate Chelsea for being on time for once. It was the first good thing they've done this season.
Yeah, it's Romano's up there. BBC, I'd say it's confirmed. So
cool.
We'll see.
But it's gonna be an interesting summer at Chelsea. But I think that was just about everything we had to cover today. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Poor Tommy. Poor Tommy.
Yeah.
Just like Chelsea, he just faded away before the end.
Yeah.
But
on the beach. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for joining me, Tony.
Yeah. Good stuff. Enjoyed the chat. Good luck next week. Gonna need it.
Oh God, we're gonna fucking need it.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous for this final. But thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.